Alberta is facing an extreme economic crisis. It has been for several years. And I'm here today with my colleague Jeremy Nixon. Jeremy is my colleague in the provincial legislature here in Alberta. We share constituents. But we're here to make a pitch to you to help us fight back. Yesterday, Jeremy and I announced an official parliamentary petition basically calling the government to come up with a fair deal for Alberta. And some of you will say, well, petitions don't matter. This does, because it's an official parliamentary petition which forces the government to respond to it. Now, Jeremy, you and I have worked together for many years. I think it's important for the rest of the country to understand the human face of the economic downturn here in Alberta. And I know you've knocked many doors, as have I, and you hear a lot. What are some of the stories that you could share with people who are watching this to just make them understand that this isn't something to be ignored and it's not going away without a fight?
For sure, no, I appreciate that. Obviously, as we're hitting doors in our constituency, but still hearing stories via email and over Facebook from families and individuals in our community that are struggling to find work. They've been struggling to find work for years as a result of the downturn, as a result of some of the policies that we've seen from our federal government, and our inability to develop our resources and get our resources to market at the end of the day. As I was hitting doors, just hearing the stories of individuals sometimes reduced to tears, frustrated in regards to their inability to find work and do what they love to do what they're proud of, and to be able to provide energy resources, not just for this province, but for this country and for this world. I was talking to one lady in my riding just this weekend, and two of her children just graduated or graduating university, and one graduated, one is about to graduate, and neither can find work. One individual has been looking for work for a year and is now looking at moving away from Calgary and away from Alberta, the province that they love, because they just can't find work here in Alberta, and it's devastating.
It is. I mean, the suicide rate is up. You know, families are falling apart, people are losing their houses, and for me, what is so frustrating, and I know it is for you, is this is entirely preventable. This is the downturn in our province. It's not commodity prices, it's the instability that has been created in the investment climate by Justin Trudeau, and frankly, you know, a hypocritical approach to the question of something like climate change, where, you know, people across the country are saying, well, if Albertans don't have the right to work, then, you know, this is magically going away, and that's just not the case. And I think what is most frustrating for me is, because it's preventable, because it's federal policy, that we have to fight back, and the country has to fight back, because this is so divisive, and
Yes.
It's Trudeau. Now, you guys, you know, really quickly, you guys have done a lot in the last 7 months of being in office to fight back. You've got this Fair Deal for Alberta panel. You've done a lot of work on the resource sector. Is there anything you specifically want to highlight on that? It's been encouraging for me to watch.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's not the case, it's not the truth. Alberta, we're proud of what we do because we're the best at what we do. And for several decades, we have been a leader in regards to developing technology around this industry and becoming absolutely amazing at protecting our environment and sharing that technology with the world. So we have a lot to be proud of as Albertans, as Canadians, about how we've been developing this resource, and our ability to continue to do that is going to have a greater impact on global environment targets.
Absolutely.
Than trying to stifle this industry that has been a world leader in technological development of this industry. So obviously, during the last election, our campaign motto was jobs, economy, and the pipeline.
Yep.
We have been defending that. We will continue to defend that and promote that across this province. And since we've got elected, we wanted to make sure we sent that clear message that Alberta is a good place to invest. It's a good place to build your business. And so we've been doing things like our job creation tax cut. We've been doing red tape reduction.
Mm-hmm.
We've been changing laws across the board just to make sure that we have that business-friendly approach and to send those signals. But we still need a federal government that's going to come alongside us.
Yep.
And send those same messages to the world, that Alberta is open for business. It's a great place to invest and do work and develop resources. And this isn't just going to benefit Alberta. This benefits all of Canada. This benefits the world.
Of course it does. And I think, you know, if you're watching, I think it's important to know that this is going to get done one way or another, and it can either be a unifying exercise where, like you say, the economy here in Alberta, which has benefited the country for, you know, generations, that you know, that can continue, or, you know, we keep going down this divisive track that Trudeau has put us on. So we ask you to help us fight back. The petition is at e-2303.ca. The link will be in the description of this video, and, you know, we're working across federal and provincial lines because this issue is bigger than one level of government, and Jeremy is absolutely right. We need a federal government that is going to get on board, and it is absolutely unacceptable to leave a region of this country behind for no reason. So get on board, sign this petition, because it will require the government to give every person who signs it an official response, and it helps us magnify your voice from coast to coast to coast. So, you know, stand with us, stand with the people in our community, and help us stand up for a fair deal for this province. Working hard for you in Calgary with my good friend and colleague, Jeremy Nixon. Have a great day.
Thank you.